Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mabel, and on my channel I film about family, relationships, beauty and lifestyle. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for always tuning in. If you're new here and you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel because here we learn, we share and we have fun. It's been a while since I sat down to do a video. It has truly been a while. It's been like 2 to 3 weeks and I am so excited to be sitting down here and filming again. I have been busy. My life has been truly busy. I haven't had time to sit down and film a video, like a proper video. I think for the past weeks I have been doing vlogs and just using old videos that I already recorded to, of course, I've been posting old videos, because truthfully life has been happening with me. I've been so busy, but it's finally back. It feels really good to be back to filming like this because I feel like, I know that I've been trying to create more content, diverse content, but at the same time, just sitting out here today makes me feel like this is really this is the main thing for me, just sitting down and just, having a conversation and just pouring my mind and sharing God's wisdom, God's given wisdom with you guys. Okay, so, well, it's good to be back, like I said. So today I have something really exciting. So today I'll be talking about how long should you date before getting engaged or getting married. Okay, so what I'll be sharing here today is my opinion, what I think. So it's not like an exclusive answer to how long you should date before getting engaged or getting married. Okay, so the first thing I would say is this, okay, because I know I always say this, that if you are in a relationship with someone, I'm very certain that at some point in that relationship, you yourself would know if this relationship is going to work or no, or not. You yourself would know if this relationship is taking you anywhere or not. Okay, that's how I feel. I feel like at some point you would know. Okay, so that being said, how long should one date before they get married or engaged? I'm not going to come here and say, there's a specific time that one has to date before they get engaged or get married. I'm not going to say you should date for 6 months. I wouldn't say you should date for 2 years. I personally feel like there is no specific timeline or duration that you have to date before you get married. Okay, I've seen relationships that have lasted between 0 to 6 months and they end up getting married and they have a successful marriage. And I've also seen ones too who dated for that short time and they've had unsuccessful marriages. I've also seen people who have dated for as long as 2 years or even more and they end up having very successful marriages. And I've also seen or heard about people who dated for that long and end up having unsuccessful marriages. So is there a specific time that we must date before we can get engaged or get married? Like I said, I do not think there is a specific time for someone to be in a relationship before they get married. Okay, and when I talk about relationship, I'm not talking about just a boy meeting a girl and becoming friends. Okay, whenever I talk about relationship, if you've been on my channel for a while and if you have watched or listened to some of my videos, you would have heard me talk about purposeful relationships or purposeful dating. Okay, so when I talk about how long should one date, that is what I'm looking at, what I'm thinking, being in a purposeful relationship. Okay, Like I said, I'm not talking about just a boy meet a girl and then they are in a friendship zone. I'm talking about a purposeful relationship. And like I said, I've talked about this for a while now. What then is a purposeful relationship? So I went online and I read. I try to read to prepare myself whenever I want to talk. And I saw online that a purposeful relationship is a meaningful relationship. So that's the thing I deducted from all the things I read online, but I think I would say, of course, it's correct. That's a purposeful relationship. Okay. But to me, in very simple words, I'll say a purposeful relationship is a relationship that you're in to know. Okay. You're in a relationship to know. That is as simple as I can explain that. Okay. It's a relationship that you're in it to know something, to acquire knowledge, to get to know the person. It's a relationship that I'm going into with the purpose of achieving something from it. Either to get married, of course, that should be the case. Or of course, you're in that relationship to get married as the final stage or the end product. But at the same time, you're in it to get to know each other, to get to know yourselves, to see if you're compatible, to see if this will work. Okay. So that is a purposeful relationship for me. Okay. So that being said, how long really should we date before we get married? If you're a Christian and you go into a relationship or a dating relationship with someone, I believe that you should have a purpose for going into that relationship. It could be for the purpose of course, it should be for the purpose of getting married. Okay. But of course, that being said, it doesn't necessarily or it doesn't always have to end in marriage, but that should be the goal. Okay. So as Christians, you meet someone, you decide to go into a relationship with them. Okay. I believe that you're going into that relationship to find out, to get to know each other, to get to know how compatible you are, to get to know your goals and your dreams, to get to know what it is you really want in life, to see if you're compatible. Compatibility can go as much as emotional compatibility, physical compatibility, medical compatibility, and of course to see and know if it is the will of God for you to marry the person. That is for a Christian. And I also believe that before anyone goes into a relationship, whether you're a Christian or not, you should be in a stage where you are ready to get married. Oh yeah, that's what I think you should be. Dating should be between people who are in a season of being prepared to get married. Okay, so so when I talk about dating, that is all I'm thinking. Marriage, season of preparation, season of getting to know yourselves. Okay, so season of praying together, working together, talking together, sharing your visions and goals and all that. So that should be, before two people decide to go into a relationship, they should be in their seasons of preparing to get married. Okay, so still, this is just like a background to dating. Before you ask yourself, how long should you date before you get married? So like I said, being in a relationship or dating is a time for you to get to know yourself, to get to know the things you need to know. Okay, so I feel like if you're in a relationship with someone, if you're dating someone, you should spend your time getting to know them. Okay, getting to really know them and to know if this thing is going to work or not. Not just in a relationship where you're trying to have fun, go eat out, go see movies, hang out all the time. No, it should be a time where it should be a season or a period where you spend time to get to know yourselves, know your dreams, know your goals, know your visions, know your likes and dislikes, just share your purpose and all that. And of course, get to know if truly this is the person for me, if we're compatible, if their goals and mine align, all those kind of things. Okay, so that is what you should do when you are dating. So when you date somebody and you find out that they are not compatible for you, you can break up the relationship. That is okay. But because we know that being in a relationship is is a season or a time to get to know each other, we should date with our minds and our hearts and our brains, okay? Don't just, like I said, it's not a time to have fun. And because there's a very possibility that you can date this person and it doesn't work, I feel like the right thing and the godly thing to do is to have a relationship without sex, a non-sexual relationship. Because if truly you can date somebody and get to find out that they are not compatible with you, you have a choice of ending the relationship and maybe trying to date somebody else. So imagine if you get to have sexual relationship with all these people you are dating. So when it doesn't work, do you want to end up knowing that these people have had sex, all these many people have had sexual knowledge of you or of them, you know? So I feel like when you are dating, you should date with the purpose of really knowing them. So in that line, that's where the same thing I always say, let us date purposefully. Okay, so now let's go back to the main point. How long should one date before they get engaged or get married? Like I said, I always say this, I think I say this to those who are close to me that are not even married, that are in a relationship, you know, in a dating relationship. I always tell them that, you know, you yourself, you would know if this relationship is working or if it's going to work or not. You don't need anybody to tell you. You would know. And like I said, you don't have to date somebody for so long, okay? Because, you know, I've seen situations where, or I've heard of situations where people date people for as long as 2 years, 3 years, even as long as 5 to 10 years. I think 10 is the extreme, but maybe 5 years, and they end up not getting married to these people. These people end up meeting somebody else, and then in less than, they meet somebody else, and then in less than a year or so, they find out the person is married to the person they just met. So why is that? Now you can tell that you don't have to date for forever to get to know this person. I feel like ideally within 6 months to a year, you should know that, except you're telling me that this person is not ready financially or emotionally or mentally, you know what I mean? If you're dating someone who is prepared and, you know, in the season of preparation to get married, it shouldn't take you that long to know if this person is right for me or not. So I would say that you should date for as long as you need to really know the person you're with. Date for as long as you need to know if this person is the right person for you. Date for as long as you need to know if this person is God's will for you. Okay, date, because dating is like seeking an answer, right? So date until the answer you seek you find, right? Right. So you should date until you find the answer that you seek. Okay, so when you date and you seek the answer that yes, this person is right for me, this person is God's will for me, this person is we're compatible, then fine, you go ahead and get married. But if you date and find the answers to what you were seeking is no, this person is not compatible, we're not compatible, this person is not right for me, they are not the will of God for me, there is no shame in walking away. There is no shame in breaking it up. There's no shame in stopping and going to search for what is really God's will for you, or who is really God's will for you. Like I said, this is very common. Growing up, I've always known that, you know, I always say this to that. You all know, I'm sure everybody has heard that, the saying that a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage, okay? And as much as it's easy to say, it is the truth, okay? It is the truth. A broken relationship is way better than a broken marriage. So you should date someone for as long as it takes you to know them, but not too long to the point where you get you begin to struggle, especially when it has to do with sexual temptation and just one party being absolutely ready and the other one not being ready. It makes the other person frustrated and sometimes even uninterested in the relationship. So I think you should date for as long as you need to know, but not too long where it becomes a challenge. You know what I mean? When it becomes a challenge. So date as long as you need to, but not too long. So to just wrap it up, I'll say, like I said, there is no specific time that we should date or how long we should be in a relationship before we get engaged or get married. Okay, so the pointers I have for today is that you should date as long as you need to be able to get the answer to what you seek. You should date with a purpose. It is okay to not get married at the end of a dating relationship, and it is okay as well to get married as long as it is okay too. All things being equal, of course, compatibility, the will of God, medical, and all that. Most importantly, you should be in a relationship that honors God. You should be in a relationship that glorifies the name of God. I think in the book of Colossians, let me get my phone. In the book of Colossians chapter, I'll end up by reading a portion of the Bible. When I say it's good to date and be in a relationship that glorifies and honors God. In the book of Colossians chapter 3 verse 17, it says, whatever you do, whether in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord, giving thanks to God the Father through him. So this just wraps it up. Like I said, even in your dating relationship, in whatsoever you do it all in the name of God. So thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I will see you all in my next video. Thank you.